Right, so this is the self-critique on the critical review for the module 1 to 6. Let's start with the rubric. Now, the first, identification. This I gave myself a level 4. I've described the issue clearly and considered critically. I've also delivered all relevant information in order to fully understand my statement. I've given an example from different period of time, from medieval, World War II, the modern age, and a little bit of forecast in the future, with different perspectives. Now, moving on to the assumptions. I would give myself a level 3. Um, I identify an example on an other's assumption, but I didn't do too much on other people's assumption. I provided several relevant contexts, which I already mentioned before. Um, and in terms of my explanation is clear. I've only put myself in level 3 because I didn't use many of others' assumption. Now the method, um, I believe I used proper method. First introduction and then followed up with examples to back up my statement, and then emphasize solution with examples. Um, Alternative points of view. I would give myself a level 3 because the position taken into account isn't very imaginative. Like, I wasn't being too bold when I'm stating making my statement. Others' point of view are acknowledged within position, absolutely. I've actually taken consider from the assumption that I've read from other classmates on the discussion board throughout Model 1 to 5. We don't have Model 6 up yet. And source materials, I gave myself a level 4, although this is an academic critical review, but I've found a pretty good paper regarding the topic of my selection. It's not fully it's not fully corresponding, but it had some interesting point to talk about. So that's one source of information, and the citation of that paper is in my bibliography. And other sources um, that I've taken into account are the discussion board in our course module. Now, conclusion, problem, solution. For limitation, I gave it a level 4. I've considered it thoughtfully before I'm making this critical review. Integration, let's say level 4. I have um, uh, the the whole information is well integrated and into a new form where it integrated into a coherent argument and solution presentation, etc. Yes, I've done it. Argument backed up with examples and a solution too. If you read my paper, I've put my solution in the very second last paragraph. In terms of transforms idea or solution into entirely new forms or ways of thinking, yes. In there, I referenced Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest to help understand how the new technology, are replacing the old. And in terms of conclusion, now this one, although I've circled it as level 4, but I don't think I've discussed the priority in order. However, I did conclude on related outcomes and, of course, reflected my own informed evaluation and ability to use the evidence, provided a lot of examples throughout the history of time. Creativity. I gave myself a 4, fresh idea, reflected in in-depth engagement with the topic. And I also did refer to my experience, working as an electrical designer. I've seen how my colleague used to draw on these huge boards, and now they're replaced. If they're in the storage room, we use AutoCAD. I extended a novel of unique idea, question format, product, create a new knowledge or knowledge that cross boundaries, of course. In terms of communication and adaptation, I would give myself a level 3. It's because I wasn't being too bold on the topic, on my statement. Didn't take too much risk. However, I did integrated um, these module discussion into a new direction. Thanks for listening.